Team17 have just announced massive changes to the development of Hell Let Loose for the rest of 2023. There's a lot to cover, so I'll dive straight into it. Firstly, the original 2023 roadmap, which included adding new, smaller and shorter game modes like Objective and Skirmish, will be pushed back probably to next year. As will the introduction of new forces like the Poles and Finns, which was supposed to happen in December. That includes the Brecourt Objective map, which was supposed to be released this summer and feature the 101st Airborne trying to capture and destroy German artillery guns. Instead of that content, Team17 said they will focus on delivering more 100-player warfare and offensive maps, planned cosmetic DLCs, and resolving many of the bugs the community have highlighted. The bug fixes and new maps will come in the form of more frequent but smaller patches rather than large content updates for the remainder of the year. Another massive bit of news is that the controversial speed increase for sprinting could be removed entirely. Team17 have said that in the next patch, update 4.2, they will begin removing the running and sprinting speed increase, including acceleration speeds, as well as a new dive to prone feature. This will be first tested in an upcoming public test environment to see how reversing the speed increase to what it was before update 14 will affect the game. Team17 said the following: "We understand that there are members of the Hell Let Loose community who will be disappointed with the decision to remove the speed increase. However, recent fixes intended to reduce the impact of these changes haven't been as successful as we hoped. This led to further investigations to be carried out to understand the deeper components of Hell Let Loose, including vehicles, and how these currently affect our ability to make balancing tweaks without impacting the wider game. Personally, I don't think Hell Let Loose needed a speed increase, at least not one as big as 15%, so hearing that it's being reversed to its pre-update 14 levels is positive." The other controversial part of update 14 was of course the British forces themselves, which had buggy weapons which were incorrectly zeroed and had way too much weapon sway compared to other forces in the game. Team17 have acknowledged that the introduction of the British was underwhelming, and they stated, "We want to build upon these forces and are committed to reworking and expanding them, including introducing more historically accurate weapons, uniforms such as desert uniforms for the British and German forces, as well as making updates to the existing loadouts." They go on to specifically mention the Bren gun, hinting at the fact that you can't use the bipod with it, despite the fact that it's how it was designed and intended to be used, rather than a shoulder-fired weapon like the STG-44 or even the BAR, which in fact should have a bipod, at least for the MG class. Team17 stated, "The limitations and inadvertent impact that tweaking certain features or firearms like the Bren gun would cause is something we need to address on a wider scale, reworking and rebalancing some items from the ground up. While we don't have a full timescale for this work right now, we are aiming to further tackle weapon sway, bolt handle animations and weapon fire rate, as well as ensuring all British firearms are correctly zeroed for patch 14.3. It is good that Team17 have admitted that the British forces are a bit of a mess and they have plans to fix all those issues. Admitting that there is a problem is the first step to solving it after all." Moving on to some brighter news. The long-awaited training area or practice range is on its way. The community have been asking for something like this for years, so it's great to see Team17 finally taking this on. The first iteration of the practice range will arrive with patch 14.3 later this year. To begin with, it will offer a basic solo experience on the US forces to introduce new environment for players to test out weapons and vehicles without needing to be in a live game. Team17 said updates can radically shift aspects of the game, and so the practice range will be updated to reflect those changes in the future. They also intend to add other forces to the practice range going forward. It will feature a range of targets, including scarecrows, sandbags, bullseye targets, and barrels. More info on this will be coming in a future developer briefing, so subscribe to this channel so you don't miss out on any future Hell Let Loose news. Team17 are still going to release their in-game store, which they said will simply be a place to easily buy their cosmetic DLCs. This was supposed to be released alongside a bunch of new content coming, I suspect, with update 15, which has now been delayed, but because of that change in their roadmap plans, they've decided not to hold back the release of the in-game store, as they say delaying it will cause rolling production issues and potential further delays for more content down the line. Team17, however, emphasized that the in-game store will never offer any pay-to-win items or offer any non-historical cosmetics that break immersion, i.e. pink camouflage. They also ensured that no resources have been diverted from their bug fixing efforts to the implementation of this feature. On the topic of bug fixing, Team17 said that with the moving back of their Brecourt map and objective game mode, patch 14.3 will predominantly focus on bug fixing, including in-game stutter, Panther reload speed issues, Sherman Firefly having incorrect frontal damage models, British gun sights being crap, British weapon sway being awful, British weapon fire rate being dodgy, and British weapon bolt animations. They're also going to correctly zero British weapons. They're going to look at the double explosion visual effects, which is happening right now. They're also going to check out ultra wide screen support and look at missing servers on the server browser, as well as the issue on Xbox to do with missing weapon sounds. Again, Team17 highlighted the difficulty in pinpointing the causes of issues such as the grenade bug and loadout bugs, but this is still something they're actively working on, so watch this space. Team17 said their plan to introduce a console server browser will take some time because there are complications surrounding that. The main issue is that Hell Let Loose, as it currently exists on console, does not have the necessary foundations to support server browsing. When the original conversion of Hell Let Loose to console was done, it was set up with the intention of supporting cross-play between console platforms only. As a result of this decision, an entirely separate set of infrastructure was created to support online play in a way that would meet console platform holder requirements. The servers for both platforms are completely different and use different providers. The code that powers the game is not the same as the code that's responsible for logging into the servers and platform services, or sending invites and friend requests. So in the meantime, Team17 said they're going to look into other models of preference selection that can support matchmaking on console while they work on a future console browser. But like I said, it's going to take some time. Lastly, Team17 have revealed that they are planning to release a new map, or at least a night version of an existing map, which will be St. Mary du Mont. This will be coming after patch 14.3 later in the year, allowing players to experience the D-Day engagement between the US and German forces that occurred in the early hours of the 6th of June 1944. That's all for now, folks. As always, if you found this informative, click the like button, let me know your reactions in the comments below, and subscribe for more Hell Let Loose news.